jump all around, jump all around. Move that body, dance with the vibes get loose. Now hit the floor direct to the roof. Flick to the script, flick that to the script. I get right down legit. Work that body, make sure you don't hurt nobody.
All right, so Xbox
world premiere. They didn't have that guy.
SEXBOX.
I was really fucking mad. They didn't have that guy, and I missed him.
Straight
there's
from our living rooms.
there's
One guy was in his kitchen. His
was.
refrigerator was an Xbox.
His refrigerator was an Xbox.
that was a pretty good joke.
It was.
I like
I could not believe that they actually went there. That
I mean, if it was
Well, they said straight up they read the interwebs.
they do.
Oh.
And like, who was the guy before Phil Spencer again? Don Matrick.
Don
Matrick.
Donnie
Okay,
video games.
There's no way that would have happened like under his rule.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Don Matrick sucked.
True.
No, he's a chode monster.
Speaking of which, though, Phil Spencer was nowhere to be seen.
He wasn't, but we did see his office.
It's true, we did.
That was such a stupid joke.
But before I forget, though, because you were talking about the world premiere guy, there is like a compilation video I saw on Twitter. It was from this account. It's like an official business. It's called Windows Insider, I think. Mm-hmm. And they put together like this little sizzle reel of like every single time, like they've said like world premiere or console exclusive.
Please tell me the video was like 40 minutes long.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It was like, I don't know, it was like 2 minutes or something. So maybe it wasn't like every time, but that's what it reminded me of. But anyway, let's start, I guess. So if you're listening to this, you probably already know who we all are, but I am
Just in case.
Taylor. Yeah, just in case, my name's Taylor. I am, I guess, now the host of this podcast. And
Wait, what?
Yeah, sorry. I thought you got the memo.
What? This is a mutiny.
Okay. Anyway, if you guys would like to introduce yourselves a little bit.
Hi, I'm Michael. I used to be the host of this show, and then I got tired of it, so I passed it off to Taylor.
And I am David.
All right.
And I'm just happy to be here.
Well, welcome, guys. It's great to have you here. And it's great to have you here tonight, especially. I don't know when this is going to go up, but obviously today was pretty important. The Microsoft conference, a lot of stuff, or some interesting stuff, I should say. Maybe not a lot of stuff, but some interesting stuff was brought up.
Well, I will say...
And...
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Microsoft absolutely sold me on the new PC that I'm putting together this weekend, and not an Xbox Series X.
Like I've gone through this before. I don't think they really care.
Yeah, like
as long as you're getting stuff from them, they don't really care one way or the other
right.
at this point.
That's the thing is like so I've been ordering PC parts, and I want to put together a PC this weekend. They're finally all going to come in. And it's a lot of that was influenced by just general work and stuff that I want to do. But also from the gaming side, a lot of it was influenced by the way consoles are seeming to go right now. With Microsoft putting all of their first-party games on PC and Game Pass on PC and all this stuff. Like, there's not that many console exclusives on Xbox or even PlayStation at this point. Like, you get a handful from Sony. But the only thing you need if you want to play most video games is a PC and a Nintendo console. And that's why I've decided that I'm going to do that. And after watching this, the PC that I'm putting together, which was by all accounts, a budget machine, looks like it's going to be able to run all of the games they revealed in the same exact way.
I think that's fine.
Yeah,
and Microsoft has said that for the first year, there's not going to be any games that they put out or are, I guess, going to be released. They're specifically exclusive for the Series X or the rumored Series S that's also going to be out. But going back to PlayStation 2, they have sort of a dwindling amount of exclusives, which is kind of bizarre.
Right.
Because
They still
Death
have
Stranding,
them, though.
which was
It's
yeah.
dwindling, but
They're still going to be there, but like Death Stranding, that was a
Horizon.
timed exclusive. That's going to be
that's true.
hitting PC. Same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn, and with on the sports side of things, their MLB The Show series, which has been exclusive since the beginning, is no longer going to be an exclusive. Sony has to put that out for PC and other consoles in order to retain the licensing rights for that now.
Yeah. And I was talking to a friend earlier, and the only things that I can think of that are going to be exclusive for PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 coming soon are like Ghost of Tsushima, which is coming out on PS4, Last of Us 2, eventually Spider-Man 2, and then that's like kind of it right now that we know of.
Yeah,
because
it kind of runs the gamut.
Personally, I do find some value in timed exclusives for games that I care about, and that tends to be Japanese games,
Right.
which tend to be the ones that are timed exclusive.
Yeah, because I was going to say timed exclusives that Sony's probably going to have are the sequel to Death Stranding and Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 if it goes the same way as the first
Right.
game.
That's what I was about to say, is that like if Square in general and specifically Final Fantasy keeps being timed exclusive for PlayStation, then I'm gonna still want a PlayStation.
And that's not to say it's
Personally.
all bad with the Series X because it's because consoles have been going this way like ever since the last generation, and the iterative there we go nature of the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, like they kind of just became a little bit better, and it seems like the Series X at least is just going to be like a little bit better than the Xbox One X, and like that's really good for the people that want it. But like if you do want to go the extra mile and get a PC, like I think Microsoft they know that, and they know that like a lot of people are doing that nowadays, especially, and are
And they're turning
putting their
Xbox
games
into
out.
like a platform.
Right. And that's the other thing that was really cool about the reveals today is them saying that all of the games that they revealed today are going to be cross-buy. And if you have an Xbox platform, whether that be Windows 10 or an Xbox One or an Xbox Series X, you will be able to play that game on any of those systems.
Well, nah, that's not quite how it actually works.
Is it? Does it include PC? I didn't think it did.
It does not include.
Oh, I
the
thought
PC.
it did. Sorry.
No, and it's like opt-in from developers as well.
All right, you're banished from the podcast.
No, I spread misinformation. That's the whole
That
point.
is a level of misinformation that is too much misinformation.
It's
dare you be
it's
wrong.
it's opt-in from the publisher as well, I believe.
It is, and EA is doing something weird with theirs because, well, they were talking about Madden, football, and how if you buy, I guess, a copy of it for Xbox One, you get the Xbox, Series X version for free, but it's not the program that Microsoft is doing. It's EA's own thing, which they did not.
Yeah, and it didn't
talk
seem
about.
like it works in reverse. Like, it didn't seem like if you buy a Series X version, you get the Xbox One version with Madden 21.
Yeah. But anyway. Conference. So they started out, did both of you guys watch this thing, or did
I did.
you just
I watched
did.
it.
Okay.
I watched it and took notes.
So the first game that they had, I I didn't take notes, so you're more prepared for me on that one. The first game that they had was some shooter thing, and he was fighting ghosts, and it was developed by one Chinese guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one actually looked
Bright
pretty
Memory
cool.
Infinite is what it was
Yeah.
called.
I don't know. I'm not sold on that one.
There was something.
For me,
It
like,
looked
weird
cool,
about it.
but like, I don't know. Yeah,
for me, it kind of screamed like if you were watching like a television show and they were looking for like stock footage to just put like generic video game.
It looked like video
that would
game,
be
the
it.
video game.
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
little
it did
bit.
have a lot of video game things in it. Like it was like, oh, here's like a kind of Japanese or Chinese looking area. Here is like a Bulletstorm style shooter with the whip. Here's wall running that looks straight out of Titanfall.
And just like exaggerated like weather effects everywhere.
Yeah,
Sword.
a sword.
And bloom and like lens flares and swords.
I definitely get that. The one thing that rubbed me wrong, like the whole conference, but like seeing that one was like made me like start off the press conference scratching my chin a little bit. Was every
like,
game had the disclaimer of like this is footage of assumed Xbox Series X visual fidelity or something similar, like the target visuals
expected
for Xbox
performance
Series X.
of the Series X or something like that.
Yeah, and that like that had me going a little bit.
That had me thinking, oh, so all of this might be a Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
maybe, but at the same time, Phil Spencer has stated that like 60 frames per second is going to be like the minimum.
Okay.
For Series X.
If he says so, man.
That's according to him.
That's what I
don't
wanted
trust
last gen,
developers
and we
to
didn't
do
get
that.
it. So I'm
Well,
sus,
he's going on
but-
record saying it this time.
okay.
60 frames per second, and from what I could tell, like all the footage that they had was running in somewhere close to that at the very least.
Is that like a compliance thing he's forcing people to do, or
I have no idea.
because then I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. But if not, I just don't trust publishers to do that or developers to do that. Personally,
But the game itself, I thought looked like it's a shooter, so you have to feel it to like really get it. But like
it looked really cool to me. I just would want to see more
yeah.
because
And I think it was.
I
go ahead, sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was just saying the idea of like shooting things in like feudal Japan or whatever it was. Like
I don't know.
That concept is really cool. I just want confirmation that that's what that is and like a little bit clearer vision of what it is, if that makes sense.
I thought it was kind of funny how I think it was almost right after that. They were just like, all right, guys, and we know we have like 15 studios and you're super excited to see what we have like in the works, and you'll get to see it in July.
Yeah. Also, I do want to point out, I think it was said before Bright Memory Infinite was shown off, there was a point where he was like, where the fridge guy was talking about, he was talking about like, I know you guys are excited, and I know you guys are excited for Halo Infinite in particular, and he dropped the like Halo Infinite is the most anticipated game in the world right now, and I'm like, what? I don't know about that one, Chief.
I mean, it would be if I knew what it was, but I still don't know what that game is.
I don't think it's the most anticipated game right now, dude.
I don't know about that one, Master Chief.
No. I doubt that.
I mean, I'm kind of excited, but I don't know what Halo Infinite is aside from a new Halo. So, like,
I mean, I've heard it's like open world, but I mean, we haven't really seen any gameplay.
Fucking, where did you hear that?
No. I think what you're
though.
referring to is they said that they were going to make it more open. Which a lot of a lot of people I think have interpreted that as being more Halo 1 level design of the levels being very open, but not actually open world. But I don't know, man. I have no idea what that game is really.
And
but I mean, like
they've
for
described
me personally,
it
though,
as a spiritual reboot of the original Halo multiplayer. And like what people like from Halo, and it's like, what the fuck does that mean? What is a spiritual reboot?
Like, you can, like, game companies can say whatever they want. Like, it's very rare that I get like excited for a game unless I see like some in-engine or gameplay footage.
Mm-hmm.
And like we got a little bit of that with Halo Infinite, but it was like him and like a ship, and like it looked pretty.
I mean, we got some
like,
in-engine footage. We didn't get gameplay.
Yeah. We got
like,
an in-engine
It was
cut
good
scene,
looking.
a really good looking cutscene, but still.
But I don't think that really showed off like anything in terms of gameplay.
Right.
Which we'll get to. We'll get to them claiming that they have gameplay later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then there was Scorn, which I haven't looked at like.
That was that weird like super
Geiger
metal.
Yeah,
thing.
the H.R. Geiger. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that. I mean, granted, I haven't gone on like Twitter or anything, so I don't know if there's people memeing about it or not. But there's some shots in that trailer that were a little phallic looking. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Well, it's inspired by H.R. Geiger, so
true.
Like that.
I guess
that
that's
is apt.
gonna be a given.
Everything in H.R. Geiger's art is a penis.
And then there was a Deep Silver game.
Well, it was
that, like,
I just want to say about Scorn too.
Okay, yeah.
It was really It was really unclear what it actually was.
No, like you're right.
I don't think they even gave us a genre really, because like the note that I have is Scorn, very metal and fucked up. Not sure what it actually is.
As long as it's not by like the people that made Agony.
I was about to say, like, you ever see Agony?
Yeah. But I feel like they were just like, you know what? People know this is like some alien H.R. Geiger stuff.
Also,
they could put 2 and 2 together, maybe.
Also, Dirt 5 is a thing, I guess.
I didn't know Dirt 4 was a thing. I'm gonna be real. I didn't know there was a Dirt 4.
There was. There was a Dirt 4. I can confirm there was a Dirt 4. I was kind of confused by that trailer, to be honest, because I felt that that was basically them saying, hey, we're just going to take this in like a Forza Horizon direction. But I
thought it would be a Forza Horizon trailer.
It's not
at first, like, and then
I
was noticing, but all the cars are the same on the same like track. So that's not very Forza.
No,
so it was super weird.
And I was listening to a little bit of like, because they had like interviews after the show, where they were talking to some of the developers, and they were talking to some guy at Codemasters about Dirt, and like they have tracks, just like they've had in like previous racing games, I guess, of theirs. But do you remember that part in the trailer where they're like driving around on like the ice?
No.
Well, that happened.
Okay.
And apparently that track is in New York.
Okay.
Which, granted, I don't live in New York, but I'm fairly certain that that's never happened in New York.
Well, have you ever seen the movie The Day After Tomorrow?
That's true. The Day After Tomorrow could exist within the Dirt universe.
This is a crossover.
It's a crossover. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a fun racing game, but I'm just kind of indifferent on that.
Yeah. Same.
Let's see.
I still
and
didn't
then
know there was a Dirt.
So after Scorn was the Deep Silver thing, you were saying?
Yeah. I think at least I think that was after Scorn, but
I'm pretty sure it was Deep Silver. It was called Chorus. Seems like a Star Fox type. Like,
I was
you mean Corvs?
Like, it seems like horror Star Fox, like bond with ship that might be sentient kind of thing.
Yeah, it looked pretty.
It looked pretty.
But
like when I was watching, I was just like, when was the last time we got a game from Deep Silver?
They published Persona 5.
They
What? Did they?
They had some publishing or distribution thing with Persona 5. Like, they didn't publish it obviously because that was Atlas and Sega, but like there was some distribution where like they also helped Europe, put it out. I'm not sure. I feel like I saw like the US account talking about it, but I need to look that up.
I know that they publish Saints Row now, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Not anymore.
Oh, what?
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah, no, THQ Nordic now will be doing that.
Oh,
what?
Just grabbed it back?
They just took the license?
So, yes, THQ lost it and then got it back again.
Well, I mean, it's not THQ.
Okay, well, the company that has THQ in their name.
Right. The company that bought the name THQ off of THQ's corpse. Yeah.
They bought the studio of Volition that makes Saints Row.
Right.
Okay. Deep Silver did publish Persona 5 in Europe.
Okay, so I guess we've just got a like reincarnation of THQ now.
I guess, yeah. But Chorus looks interesting. I'd be curious to see, some more information about what that game actually is. Let's see, what's some other stuff? There was that game that I could have sworn was Turok, but it wasn't.
I know that one. Yeah.
Which just like, I don't know if it's like the best title or the worst title for that game. It's called Second Extinction.
Oh, that. Yeah,
like the dinosaurs are back.
Shooter.
They've taken over the Earth. And now the humans are extinct.
Extinction 2.
It
looked fun enough. Like, it reminded me of that Ark survival game. The like dinosaur one where you fight dinosaurs.
Yeah, but that one's like a survival
first-person shooter. Yeah.
Game.
This looks like some like wave-based thing, almost kind of.
Is it co-op?
Left 4 Dead-ish.
Is it co-op?
It is a co-op game.
It seemed like it was co-op.
It'll probably be fun.
Co-op zombie shooter, but replace the zombies with dinosaurs.
Yeah, replace them with dinosaurs. And then I don't know why this caught me by surprise, because I vaguely remember them saying that this was going to be like announced at this, or at least shown off. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Yeah. That trailer was fucked up.
It was, man, that was all over the place.
It was.
I
was watching it, and I was like, I own Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1. I should play that soon.
Mm-hmm.
I still barely know what the first game is. So seeing the second game, I was like, yeah, this is probably a sequel.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's safe to assume that. But no, I should probably play that too at some point. But I know
it seemed cool.
One person that I know, I'm pretty sure he's played it. He was really excited for that game. Really hyped for that trailer, so interesting.
Must be
to
doing
see
something
how that
right.
comes along. Must be. But I was, like, as somebody that has like no like formal experience with the series at all, I was like, what kind of genre of game is this?
Well, I know first game is an RPG.
Yeah. But like I was getting like, what's that that game it was published by like 2K forever ago. It had like 2 installments. There was like that guy that had like those dark serpent things.
Oh, the Darkness.
Yeah, the Darkness. That's kind of like what vibes it was almost giving me.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
From that trailer.
From which trailer? Vampire?
No. Yeah, from Vampire.
So the start of that trailer, I thought it was going to be a Joker game based off of the latest movie, the Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Oh God.
Like that character, like when he was dancing next to like the hung bodies, he was kind of like, I could have sworn he was doing like those Joker moves.
And he was, yeah, and like the faces were in smiles.
They were.
Like it was, I thought that was going to be a Joker thing. I was like, what is this? And then it turned out to be Vampire the Masquerade, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess.
Yeah, I believe it's mostly accurate to the first game. But I need to play it. I'll get back to you in a couple episodes.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to, but all right, whatever, that's fine.
No, I'm going to do my field research. I'm going to be the reporter on the scene.
Reporter on the scene. Okay.
All right. Can I just talk about how they kept being like, please stay and don't be bored. We have Assassin's Creed. Don't worry. Please don't leave. Please stay.
We'll get into Assassin's Creed. I got some things to say about Assassin's
Oh boy.
But I want to shift towards something that I was just completely just overblown by. I super hyped for it, and that's the new Yakuza.
Yeah.
So,
the protagonist has the coolest design.
Did they ever announce that as Yakuza 7?
They did in Japan, and it's still called Yakuza 7 in Japan. But they said pretty early on that, like, yeah, we're localizing this in the West as Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Which I gotta say, I love that title.
Well,
I am all there for it.
That's what it's called in Japan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the series is called Like a Dragon in Japan.
They're doing the Resident Evil 7 thing, where they're calling it the Japanese name along with the American name, which is a really cool touch.
I like it,
and it also like as a game because it's technically a reboot of the Yakuza series because it's just so different. It works well. That game looks so fucking cool. God, they did that. The satellite summon that shoots like the dawn of what is it? Oh God, what is it called? The Gears of War thing.
The Hammer of Dawn.
The Hammer of Dawn.
They bring the Hammer of Dawn down. That was
so freaking cool. Like I lost my shit when that satellite thing happened.
The trailer is so much more like serious toned than most Yakuza things too.
And then they throw out like that shit. Like
I saw.
All right.
They didn't show him much in action, but they showed a little bit of the Majima summon. And have you ever seen the clip of that?
No.
Clip of the summon features him like sprinting down the side of a building. It's fucking awesome.
This game is going to be the most kick-ass game. I'm so here for it.
It's so cool.
I remember like when I was watching, it's like this looks like Yakuza, and then what was the district that's called again that takes place in? I saw that written. I'm just like, oh shit, here we go. Here we go, boys.
I love to like it was so serious, and it was like all the text was like, and now he must start a new quest. And knowing that game is a turn-based JRPG and based on Dragon Quest, it's like, oh, that's so good. That's such a good trailer for that.
That's Grant, I don't know if you can really see a game of the show for this kind of thing.
Right.
But that is without question the biggest, most exciting announcement that they had.
Hell yeah.
For me at least. Yeah, super, super excited for that. Cannot wait to play it. I still plan on marathoning through all the Yakuza games since they're all on Game Pass.
Woo!
Yeah. Mind explosion. And then there was Assassin's Creed.
Well, before we get to that, did you... we didn't talk about the medium, did we?
No.
Oh, that's right.
And that one, that one I was going to joke about, like, there's no gameplay in this gameplay trailer. And they did show a little bit off. The trailer itself... I wasn't.
They said it's going to be a psychological horror game, and they're very inspired by Silent Hill, so that's an idea of what it will probably be.
Right.
When they have the composer for Silent Hill.
Right. Yes. That's the thing. Is like the trailer itself. I was watching and I was like, yeah, this is okay. Like after Scorn and some of the other stuff, I was like, yeah, this is like there is a couple of like really kind of samey vibes I got through it, and I'll go back on that in a little bit. But like watching this trailer for the medium, I was like, okay, well, It's kind of samey, kind of reminds me of Scorn, but like it's its own thing too. Let's go. And then they said that the composer for Silent Hill was on it, and then they showed a little bit of the gameplay, and it looked way more like a typical like survival horror Silent Hill type game, and I got a lot more interested. But that was one of the
they're the guys that did I can't remember what their first 2 games were. I know one of them was called Observer, but then they also
isn't Observer supposed to be really good?
I don't know. I've heard the name, so I think so. But the very last thing they did was the Blair Witch game that came out.
Okay, all right, yeah, that one's like gonna be on my radar now. That one looked good. That one was pretty exciting.
That was another one of those games where they talked to the developers a little bit after the actual conference. And because they show it off in the trailer, like that alternate sort of world, like the spirit world.
Yeah.
And I think they had like maybe a couple more snippets of gameplay after the conference. And it made it seem like you can just kind of like switch between the two on the fly.
Okay.
And like there's like a really cool visual effect for like transferring over from like one world to the other.
Well, that would make sense because
like it's like being torn apart.
Yeah. Oh, that does sound cool. In the Blair Witch game, there were kind of 2 worlds, but one of the like you would change the world that you're playing in with like video footage. And they kind of messed around with like that and like Impossible Space. And they did some pretty interesting things with that. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
But I got a samey vibe for a lot of the trailers because a lot of the trailers were either like sci-fi first-person shooter or cyberpunk game or
there was that cyberpunk game. I already forgot what it was.
Well, that one I was like
The Ascent, I think.
Yeah.
And it ended up being like a top-down isometric twin stick thing.
Yeah,
that might actually be pretty fun.
It might be, but it was really weird.
Like it started off, and I was like, "Is this Cyberpunk 2099?"
Yeah,
and then like it kept going, and I'm like, "No, what is this? Is this a different Cyberpunk like RPG? Can you explore this Cyberpunk world? That'd be cool." And then they show off the gameplay, and I'm like, "Ah, shit."
I think I see the gameplay for me was the thing that kind of got me excited for it.
That's fair. Like I only got disappointed because I was so like taken aback, but the game itself looked like fine. Like I'm sure it'll be good.
Like it's like a twin stick shooter Diablo like. I'm here for it. I feel like I could have a lot of fun with that kind of game.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's any other like notable ones before I get into ranting about Assassin's Creed.
I mean, there was Call of the Sea, which is a weird indie looking, like you're on an island and it's maybe Cthulhu type stuff.
At the beginning of that trailer, I was getting like vibes of like Abzu, which is I guess the other deep sea exploration game.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much to really say about that. It seems like a kind of explorer type of game. Maybe horror. I don't know. It was a little unclear what it was exactly. And then there was Scarlet Nexus, which was the anime game.
Scarlet Nexus did, like, at first I was a little worried that it would just be like another Code Vein or Code Vein-esque game. But the gameplay looked pretty cool.
Gameplay looked cool. We didn't get to see a lot of it, though. The art definitely looks really good, though.
Right.
Yeah.
That art style was
anime
cool.
games are coming a long way.
That art style was cool.
And it did look really good in 60 frames, because I'm pretty sure that's what that trailer was in. It's just buttery smooth.
I am very wary of like games like that now after Code Vein, because Code Vein seemed so cool, and then when it came out, it was like, oh, it's okay.
Right, like action games, you have to like get your hands on it really to know whether or not the action will be good.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like hesitant on it, but the art style was good. Art style looked really cool.
Mm-hmm. Also, trying to think.
There was Matt Booty.
There was Matt Booty. I'm going to look this up because I didn't write notes on it. So, super professional podcast here.
Madden 21 sure looked like Madden.
Oh, that is one thing that like I wanted to say is that the footage that the like snippet of footage from Madden 21 that they showed, like the montage of them going through the gameplay of all the different Maddens throughout time, and then they get to Madden 21. There's no way that was real.
What do you mean? There's no way it was real?
Like
what was real?
The footage of the of Madden 21 itself was like these really detailed animations and like.
It might be, but like
maybe, but it seemed too.
They had like 3
directed.
seconds of footage, like 3 seconds of footage, and then the rest of it was literally just like TV broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre.
But like that 3 seconds of Madden 21 footage looked too directed to me for it to be real. But I don't know, maybe.
It's gonna play like Madden. It's going to look better.
Yeah.
But EA, I don't believe. Maybe it's next year, but I don't believe that they're going to have exclusive rights over the NFL anymore pretty soon.
Oh.
So they're going to have to get their act together. But there was a little bit I forgot about Dirt 5 that is kind of puzzling to me. So I guess there's like a story mode in Dirt 5.
Okay.
And there are 2 people that are pretty well known.
Oh, yeah, they made such a huge deal about that.
Yeah. Troy Baker and Nolan North are going to be in Dirt 5.
Okay.
And they made such a big deal about it. They were like, oh, man, okay. I'm sure people are excited to see these 2 in the same game, finally.
What?
Haven't we seen them in the same game before?
They were in Uncharted 4.
A lot of times, but they were the 2 leads in Uncharted 4.
Like, I don't think they said finally explicitly, but the way they said it was very like, yeah, this totally has never happened before.
They're literally in that Avengers game coming out in a few months.
It's like, and they were using it as this like big selling point, and it's like, okay, they're voice actors at the end of the day, dude.
Finally, Troy Baker and Nolan North are in the same game.
Finally, Troy Baker and Nolan North of Retro Replay fame are in the same game.
It was like, super weird.
Whatever. I don't really care if they're in the same game or not.
I'm sure they've been in plenty of the same game as like additional voices.
I mean, you don't see like, what's her name? Great Asile?
Yeah.
Is that her name? You don't see like promotions of like her and like Tara Strong being in like the same things.
Well, because like, they're always in the same thing.
So who cares?
Yeah, it was very odd.
It was odd. It was very odd.
A lot of the people that talked were like overly hyped for their camera quality.
Oh yeah. And I think it's funny.
And their mic quality.
Yeah.
There was one dude that I swear, like with the way his mic sounded, he sounded exactly like Ethan from H3H3.
I know there was one point, I think it was when they cut to the guy that interviewed the Assassin's Creed dev. Like the guy doing the interviewing was like immediately redlined.
Oh really? Like his audio?
Yeah. Damn. Like just for a little bit, but I feel like it immediately redlined. Like he got so hyped, being like, "Hey," and it's like, jeez.
Oh yes, Assassin's Creed.
So we ready to move on to Assassin's Creed now?
I did not have that reaction to Assassin's Creed.
All right, so for full disclosure, I'm gonna let Taylor explain everything to me because I like watched the Assassin's Creed thing for like 5 seconds and I got bored and I stopped watching it. So tell me about Assassin's Creed.
All right, so
the logo looks cool.
The logo does look cool. I'm sure the game will be fun, but it was to me a pretty lukewarm way of supposedly debuting gameplay footage. Supposedly,
Yeah. So the trailer they've been hyping up that they're going to show gameplay for Assassin's Creed Valhalla because this was announced previous before this.
Yeah.
So they've been hyping up that they're going to have gameplay for it. I'm like, okay. Then they show the trailer, and the trailer's like a story trailer, and it's like, okay, cool. And then they cut to the interviewing the guys, and I'm like, okay, maybe I guess they're going to do like a, like sit down and actually like play the game for like 10 minutes or something like that. And then one of the first things that the interviewer asks is like, so, was that gameplay that I saw in that trailer just there? And I'm like, what?
It's like, was it?
No, that is not gameplay that you just saw. And the dev starts talking like, yeah, it was. And it's like, that's the gameplay? There was no gameplay.
There wasn't. I mean, like, it was... I guess what they counted as gameplay, like, oh, hey, he's dual wielding, axes or whatever, and that's gameplay somehow?
Yeah, it was a specific, like, not game camera, but, like, directed camera shot of the main Viking player character, like, swinging around with throwing two axes, and it's like, it didn't look like gameplay at all.
I mean, call me crazy, but when somebody says that, hey, we're going to have like a gameplay reveal, I expect it to look how it's actually going to look.
Well,
Fuck you.
When I play it.
How dare you think that?
On top of that, like the way they were hyping it up, because they constantly kept having messages at the bottom of the screen like, hey, we're going to have Assassin's Creed gameplay. Just stay tuned. Yeah. And it's the way they were hyping it up made it sound like they were going to have like at least a 5-minute little presentation of here's
some
gameplay.
Big showcase for it.
Yeah, like an actual like, all right, we've got a dev on the controller and he's moving around doing stuff and showing stuff.
And that game is supposed to come out this year, right?
It is, yeah.
So why not show gameplay now? Because it's not that far from being out.
I don't know, man.
But Michael, they clearly stated that they showed gameplay.
They showed gameplay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said. They showed gameplay. Jeez.
I also love how that trailer started off with like, yes, the ancient Nordic dubstep beats.
Well, that's like generic Ubisoft trailer.
Yeah, I know, but it still gets to me when it's like a historical setting like this, like every single time.
Like, it's not going to sound that way in game, which fine.
Yeah, I know.
I'm alright with it.
Gotta love the dubstep over a shot of like a monk kneeling at a cross and praying.
Yeah.
To be fair though, like if you're going to have like electronic / like classical music in a video game, I can't think of a franchise that would be better suited for it than Assassin's Creed because of all the dumb sci-fi bullshit they have in that series.
Well, it would have been years ago.
No, they still do it.
No, it still is.
That's the thing.
They still half-ass and do it.
Yeah, but they still do it.
Shouldn't.
Regardless of whether or not you care about it.
I appreciate it. I like it. I feel like it kind of gives it its own charm. But then there's those people that like there are people, believe me. I know you're not going to believe me, but there are people that take the story for like the Assassin's Creed games pretty seriously. And I don't really care.
I mean, I did when they were good.
Yeah, I took it really seriously. I took it really seriously in like up to Assassin's Creed 2.
1 and 2.
1 and 2 had really good stories, and then they just stopped that as far as the feature stories go.
Going back to stories, though, I know I just kind of clowned all over the series a little bit there, but Assassin's Creed Origins has, I think, one of the best stories in the entire series.
Oh, hell yeah. And
that is, the creative director that worked on Assassin's Creed Origins is the creative director for this game. And they've said, it's the same, studio that worked on Origins 2, which, like, to be fair, like, there's 17 million people that work at, like, Ubisoft Montreal that just kind of get, like, shifted around to, like, various different projects. So, like, that doesn't really mean much of anything to me. It'll be fine. It'll be all right. I am kind of cautious of how they'll tackle the language, though, in that game, at least.
The cynical part of me can't help but wonder if they did this because of God of War.
No.
You sure about that, though?
There's been plenty of time for them to do it because of God of War.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
God of War came out 2 years ago.
It could just be a coincidence too, though. Like,
I think it is a coincidence because flipping open the lore book here, in I think it's Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, they tease you with like these series of statues of like the beginning of the Assassin's Order, and one of them is one of the characters you can play as in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Another one is the wife of the character that you play as in Assassin's Creed Origins. And they talk about like what time periods and settings they're in. And one of them was Nordic. So that's why I'm just like, if they've had this probably in the burner for a while, and I feel like it's mostly just a coincidence.
Maybe.
But
well, I feel like at this point, like any historical location is ripe for Assassin's Creed, and it's just a matter of when. Like, if you told me like 10 years ago they're going to do a Norse Assassin's Creed game, I'd be like, yeah, probably. But like the cynical part of me specifically can't help but think like they decided to do this one specifically around the same time as God of War.
I just don't. I don't feel
it might just be coincidence. Like, I'm not trying to call them out and say like, oh, you're ripping off God of War, because everybody knows God of War invented Norse mythology.
Yeah, totally did.
But just why the fuck won't they make the games that people want them to make? Where's the like feudal Japan Assassin's Creed game?
That's what I was going to talk about, because in those like 4 statues, one of the other statues is from feudal Japan.
But that one's been rumored for like 15
how long,
years.
Like, how long have people been asking for that game?
A very long time.
I swear
now,
it's been
like,
ever since around Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like around that time.
Also, I'm just going to be frank, I'm kind of getting tired of seeing a bunch of white people in Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is something something I have noticed, is that they stay in the West a lot.
Well, that's kind of one of the things I liked about Assassin's Creed Origins quite a bit, is you play as a Middle Eastern man.
Oh,
That's cool.
What a breakthrough for Assassin's Creed.
I know.
You know, the series that started out where you're playing as a Middle Eastern man.
The Middle East. And
well, okay. Well, he's tanned this time.
No. I'm not ragging on you. I'm ragging on the series, because it's like you started out that way and then you went pure white for so
I mean,
long.
hey, Assassin's Creed 3, you played as a Native American.
Assassin's Creed 3 doesn't exist.
I wish it didn't. I would rather have that, like, as a Native American, I would rather not have Assassin's Creed than have representation in Assassin's Creed 3. Like, I would rather not have that game, because that game sucked so much.
That was very disappointing.
I didn't even get to the Native American part. That first 2 hours is so boring. God. Assassin's Creed 3 sucked.
I still need to play it.
Shut up.
You don't have to. Like, you know that, right?
I have the 360 disc, and I have the remastered downloaded.
You don't have to play it. No one's making you do this to yourself.
You can sell the disc right now. You might get like a cent off of it. All right, well, maybe you can't sell it right now because GameStop isn't taking trade-ins, but
yeah,
they might not ever take trade-ins ever again.
They might not even exist ever again. Ever again.
So I want to talk about Cyberpunk a little bit. I think you know what I'm gonna want to talk about on here. So they're having like their own press conference, I guess, next month, which I'm really excited for that. But then, like a couple days ago, they revealed an interesting bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
David, do you know what I'm talking about?
I actually do not.
All right, so and I think the article, I think it was Esquire that originally posted this for some reason. That in Cyberpunk 2077, you'll be able to customize your genitals or any combination.
I heard something about that, but I don't know the context. Yeah. Like, I don't know what that means exactly.
I think
they didn't provide any other context other than like after the combination thing.
I think it just means like one of the parts when you're customizing your character is it just focuses on their crotch, and then you just get to pick your parts.
Right, but can you have like a vagina and a dick?
Sure, that's a real
at the
thing
same time
that people in real life have.
Well, yeah, it is. You know, intersex people and people like that exist. I think it's cool that they finally have like some representation in a video game. But I've never seen it before.
It's also like I don't understand. Like,
well, is that what they're going
like
for,
or
are they going
real.
for like you start as this, but then you can customize yourself?
I really don't know, but like they didn't really provide much of like context behind it, so it's just kind of a lot of speculation.
Because if I'm being frank, if it's the latter and it's like parts that you customize later, it's really weird that they would have this and not furries.
I mean,
because once we hit transhumanism, once we hit that point, there's gonna be furries. They will exist.
There could be like artificial like fur in Cyberpunk. You don't know.
Maybe.
They
just haven't talked about it yet.
That's going to be in the conference. Get ready. My thing is like, are they going to just straight up show like dick and balls and vagina?
Oh yeah.
Because like that seems weird. That like I feel like the ESRB would not let that fly.
So well, part of the article what they were talking about was that there are first-person sex sequences where you will be able to see your genitals. Maybe not all of them at once, but you will be able to see at least parts of them. And there will be other instances where like the camera like goes back and like shows you nude.
How is this not an AO game then?
Yeah, like that's immediately going to be AO.
I don't know. AO doesn't exist anymore, I guess.
It does, though. I mean, it doesn't on like Steam. That's the thing is like the ratings board is starting to become completely irrelevant because Steam is just selling anything and they don't rate games.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is that the only thing I can think of is that Steam doesn't give a shit. So there's that. But like,
so maybe the console version is censored.
I feel like as a society, though, we've gotten less prude.
You would
when
hope.
It comes to a lot of things. And I mean, let's just be upfront and honest here. Do we want kids, do we want like kids saying, "Hey, this is everyone's nude. Some people have weird looking parts. It's perfectly fine. This is what you do. This is how sex works." Or do we want to say like, "Hey, take this shotgun and blow up this guy's face"? Like, what is really?
I mean, probably don't let your kids play Cyberpunk 2077.
But it's never been done. It's never really been done in a game like this, at least.
I completely agree with you. It's just a matter of the ESRB. Like, I don't see how the ESRB would let it slide.
Ratings boards in general, too. Like, if I'm imagining the sex scene right, like, I'm imagining it like almost like GTA style, where like you see the whole act, and like they're clothed there, and then if you can see your genitals, assuming you can see other nude parts, And at that point, like, you're getting really close to just straight up porn.
Maybe there's like a loophole where it's just like, if enough of the genitals are like augmented, then it doesn't count as like actual nudity.
You see, my dick is 100% robot, so therefore this game is rated E.
It's like cartoons in the 80s that would have laser guns that didn't look anything like real guns in order to get away with it.
And all the ninjas would also be robots so that you can dismember them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you see ESRB, this vagina has RGB lighting, so it's it's not actually nudity.
Both of my balls have strobe lights attached to them. No, that's the thing that I'm just confused.
Alexa is built into one of my testicles.
Alexa, expand dong. That's just the part that I'm confused about with that, because it's like, that's like R-rated movies wouldn't show that far. So like, either the ESRB is really letting up, or like there is a big catch here, because like R-rated movies will show like dong or maybe vagina for like a couple of seconds, but if they show any more than that, and especially if they show like penetration, then that's an NC-17 movie, or it just gets like a XXX rating. So like with this, like I don't know.
But maybe they're okay with showing, because I mean, it's not like penises haven't been in video games before.
Right. But usually those are like hard M-rated games, like bordering on AO already.
Right. And I'm pretty sure there was at least some part in The Witcher 3 that had like male genitalia. But I feel like there's just a lot more nudity in a lot of like popular shows now anyway. And maybe like the ESRB has started to kind of loosen their opinions on that as a whole because of that.
Yeah, TV ratings are weird because the highest one's TVMA, and like you can technically get away with anything with that.
There's a lot of full frontal nudity in like a lot of TVMA shows.
Right, because now it's all like streaming digitally, so it's just fully uncensored anyways. It's weird. Rating boards and things are weird now. Can I customize my pubic hair to look like, I want to make my dick look exactly like the Joker. Can I do that?
Why not?
All right. Game of the year.
Game of the year. Oh boy.
I saw somebody reply to that article on Twitter, and he was just like, I'm going to play exactly like I am in real life. My dude's going to have a 3-inch dick.
Yeah. That was another thing I was thinking about. Like, if you're playing as like a male character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want like your male character to have, a penis. Why not? Like, everyone's just gonna go with like the max setting most of the time. I feel like
just like 15 inches.
Yeah,
and it's augmented too, so it doesn't have to be realistic. Like, you could have a 20-inch dong if you wanted, I guess.
Like as thick as like a Campbell's soup can.
It's just a horse penis.
Oh no.
That's you're getting into. That's getting into furries.
For me.
That is when you're augmenting yourself to become a furry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's still technically furry at that point. It's not crossing the line into like zoophile.
Yeah, because you're not. I guess technically you could augment yourself to just become a horse, but but at that point, I feel like that's bringing up some questionable moral situations.
Incoming like people being like, man, why can't I have sex with this horse? Dumb CD Projekt Red.
Are there horses
censoring games
in Cyberpunk?
Oh. I am really looking forward to that game, though.
I do hope it's really good.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of The Witcher 3. I haven't played Witcher 2 or Witcher 1, but Witcher 3 is probably my favorite game of this generation. So I think it's going to be fantastic. I have very high hopes for it.
It comes out September.
I got that out of
still?
my system.
It's supposed to come out this September?
It is supposed to come out, I think it's September 16th, which is like 2 days before my birthday.
Yeah, it's a few days after my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have a birthday game.
Yeah. Birthday game with possibly furry sex. Who knows?
Customizable cybernetic furry sex. At that point, it's just Second Life. Come on.
Watch them like in their June like press conference. Just be like, "All right, guys, Sonic Fox is in Cyberpunk."
I swear, I thought you were gonna just say, "All right, guys, Sonic Fox in our game."
But I'm gonna use Sonic Fox as a segue here because he really likes playing Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mortal Kombat, the expansion.
Now featuring RoboCop from the you're here.
Yeah, here.
Now featuring RoboCop from the RoboCop series.
I had no idea how he's going to be fun to play. Because RoboCop is like clunky and slow, kind of. Like, how are you going to translate that like into an enjoyable experience in a fighting game?
Have you ever seen the cyborgs in Mortal Kombat?
Okay.
He'll just play like those.
Well, then it's just kind of lazy then at that point. I don't know. I mean, I'm all for RoboCop because RoboCop's cool and badass because it's RoboCop. But I don't know if it's really the best choice for a character. That said, it's coming from somebody that like has never really actually played a Mortal Kombat game and like looks at some lore stuff like every once in a while. I watched Matt. I think I actually watched Matt play through the entirety of that campaign, and I was actually pretty invested in it. Like, it was actually pretty like fun.
Yeah, honestly,
and good.
Like, the writing isn't like Oscar worthy or anything, but the stories of the past few Mortal Kombat games have been genuinely really entertaining. Like they're exactly the amount of self-aware they need to be, while also telling like a pretty decent story on their own and being like pretty engaging. Because Mortal Kombat 9 had a really good story mode, and I still haven't played 10's, but I've heard that's also good. And I guess 11's was also good.
Do you know anything about 11's story?
No.
I mean, I guess the trailer for the expansion, if you saw that, kind of gives it away. Do you care if I say it?
No.
Okay. History is basically rebooted.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, the entirety of the world's events is rebooted.
Right.
And now Liu Kang is, like, the creator of the universe.
Oh, okay.
Because Liu Kang is, like, God now. Because he has absorbed some of Raiden's powers. And
he summons RoboCop.
He might. I wouldn't put it past him. But no, he's like, there's like a God mode Liu Kang that I think is a skin / playable character or something in Mortal Kombat 11. But I was really surprised by it because, like, when have we ever seen a story expansion ever in a fighting game?
Does Street Fighter V count?
No.
Okay. Because they expanded on the game and released that later as DLC when there wasn't originally a story mode. But yeah, no, not like an actual like DLC pass. Like a lot of games, if they did that, would just do an update, or like a half sequel. But definitely never like, here's some story DLC.
Yeah, no. That caught me like completely off guard. I'm all for it though, but at the same time, I was kind of hoping that we might get like some Injustice 3 news or something. But I guess that's probably still in the works.
Just tweet Ed Boon about it.
Yeah, I'm sure if I just add him enough times.
And then Ed Boon will lie to you about it.
You know what I want them to do? I want them to pull the same exact stunt they did with like revealing Mortal Kombat 11, like at the Game Awards. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was great.
Where like he was presenting the award for like best racing game.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, you know, Scorpion's
Harpoon.
like dagger or whatever just bursts through the screen.
Yeah. They were actually going to do that for best family game, but they thought that was in too much poor taste.
I loved how like the because I think it was Forza Horizon 4 maybe that won that award, but like the guy that like went up there to accept it was definitely not filled in on the joke. Because like when they cut back to him, he's just like, "Oh, all right, thanks, I guess." That was weird.
Can I have a hot take?
Go ahead.
I don't think I like the DLC characters from Mortal Kombat 11.
Like the ones so far, or just the ones that they were talking about? Like
the ones revealed so far. Because like Spawn was cool. Spawn is neat. Although I feel like arguably he'd fit better in Injustice, but he is like an M-rated, R-rated character, so like I get why they put him in Mortal Kombat. But like I don't like the Joker. I don't like that the Joker's there. And Terminator and RoboCop like together, like they feel just so easy.
Yeah.
And then what are the other ones for are there any other guest characters for 11 that I'm forgetting?
I don't think so, but like in the case of Terminator, like for some reason during that time frame, like when I guess that latest Terminator movie that I think everyone's already forgotten about came out. Like Terminator was in everything.
Yeah, dude.
Well, like, he was announced, I think he was announced in Mortal Kombat 11 at the same conference as.
Not the same conference,
but the same E3.
It was like a few days before.
Yeah,
and then
like
at
right around the
Microsoft's conference, they announced that Terminator stuff is coming to Gears of War.
Yeah. And
then the next day, or maybe even the next conference, Ubisoft revealed that Terminator's coming to Ghost Recon. It's like, fuck, man, there's too much Terminator.
No one asked for this much Terminator. Like, I'd be surprised if there's really even a large amount of people that like genuinely care about Terminator after, what was it, that Christian Bale one?
Yeah.
There was a Christian Bale one?
Yeah, that was
he played John Connor.
Yeah, that was like the fourth one. That one was like the first of like the new ones. Salvation, I think.
Something like this.
But that's the one where
said like anything and I would have believed you. Terminator baloney. Yep, that sounds about right.
That's the one where the famous Christian Bale freakout comes from.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Which is crazy. Yeah. Like it's crazy to me that like he was so in the zone and like he freaked out because like he was acting so hard for Terminator Salvation. There are a lot of movies that he could have acted like harder for. He could have taken a little bit of a break on that one. But at least like with Mortal Kombat, they got Arnold's likeness, which is cool.
They did.
But I'm sick of Terminator, man.
It was just oversaturation.
Like I was making jokes that E3 of like, can't wait for Square's conference where they reveal the Terminator raid for Final Fantasy 14.
Watch them surprise everyone and announce that Terminator's coming to Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, I mean, doesn't Fox own that?
I thought that was Warner Brothers.
It might be.
I mean, no, I think it might actually be Fox. So I guess that is possible. They could just throw in like Terminator and like Predator and
Alien.
Why not?
Simpsons.
Sora,
Family Guy.
Sora meets the Xenomorphs.
Sora says,
God, can you just,
nuke them from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. And Goofy's like,
thought,
game over, man. Game over.
If you thought like Sora and like the photorealistic Pirates of the Caribbean universe was off-putting, Just wait until you see him against
Sigourney
a fully
Weaver.
rendered xenomorph and Sigourney Weaver.
Rest in peace, Bill
Sigourney Weaver saying Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Shut up! Shut up!
That crossed the line.
Yeah, that was too far. Like I was joking about Kingdom Hearts, but now you've taken it into the realm of tainting the movie itself. Besides, everybody knows that if Sigourney Weaver is going to be in Kingdom Hearts, she's going to be playing the Warden in the Holes world, and I will take no other substitutes.
I forgot about that movie.
That movie fucking rules, dude. That movie's great. That movie holds up.
It is actually. It does it?
Yeah. I watched that movie like a couple of weeks ago on Disney Plus.
Okay.
That movie's still like the editing is really weird and the pacing's kind of strange, but the movie itself
is a strange book.
Yeah, it is true. But the movie is really good, and I swear I can quote like every line.
You don't have to. It's fine. But I don't know why, but like I think it was recently I heard that the movie didn't really hold up all that well, but I remember really enjoying it as a kid.
I'll find them. I'll kick their ass.
You'll kick their ass?
I will.
Okay.
It doesn't hold up great as a theatrical film. Like it feels kind of low budget, but I think that's probably because it was.
What's the over under on Disney doing a remake of that movie?
I mean, they're doing live action reboots of everything else, so why not do a live action
version
latest
one that they
the live action movie?
Robin Hood?
No, they didn't.
I think.
No,
they are doing that.
But
they are.
But not like the animated movie, right? Like they're gonna be anthropomorphic animals.
I guess.
Fuck.
Treasure Planet. That's what it was.
No, they're not.
Yeah, I'm
they're
pretty sure
not remaking that movie. You're lying to me right now.
I could be wrong the more I think about it, but let me look.
Would you put it past Disney at this point?
Dude, can't wait for the Home on the Range live action remake.
Does Disney now own the rights to Old Yeller?
They always did.
Okay.
That was always a Disney movie.
The Old Yeller scene, but he's shooting like that CGI dog from that recent like Harrison Ford movie.
All right, I'm looking it up. I saw people are saying that a Treasure Planet live action remake is in the works.
Because why not?
Fuck off.
Yeah, because I saw someone joke about oh man, what it like oh no, you know what? Is that what I don't know. I don't know anymore, man. They have a lot that they're doing. But I saw someone joke about the cat girl from that movie being
looking like a cat.
Looking like a cat's cat.
No.
Don't give them any ideas.
I mean, that's what Robin Hood's gonna look like if they're remaking that.
Just wait and they'll announce Tom Hooper as the director for Treasure Planet.
They apparently do have a Robin Hood remake in the works.
See, I wasn't lying.
They have a lot in the works.
They do.
Okay, I think the entire
filmography at this point.
I think the one I was thinking of was Hercules, actually.
They are doing that. In fact, didn't they actually pen the one of the Game of Thrones guys for that or something?
No, it's the Russo brothers.
Oh,
what?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, the Russo brothers are producers on it.
Oh my god.
They're in deep now. If they were in deep before, they're even deeper now into Disney's pockets.
Yeah.
Kill me. Just kill me.
I don't actually see any confirmation of Treasure Planet.
Yeah, I looked it up and it's all like rumors and reports, but
okay.
Don't worry. In a couple months, they'll confirm.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia list of upcoming Disney live-action remakes, and
how long is that list?
It's actually pretty long. There's
I bet.
So there's Mulan, which like has a release date. There's Cruella, which also has a release date. Then there's Peter Pan and Wendy, which is, I don't know why you're calling it that, but okay.
Also, the Cruella one's weird because they already did a live action 101
No, but this one's
remake.
Cruella.
I think it was what they're kind of trying to do with Cruella is kind of like what they're doing with like Maleficent.
Yeah.
Where it's like not really a live action reboot, but it's like a retelling from like a different perspective. Either way, I'm not going to see it because I don't care. But
Peter Pan and Wendy, The Little Mermaid, which I don't know how that's going to work out at all.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they had seemingly no problem destroying any legacy that The Lion King had, so I'm sure they'll have no problem.
Dude, I can't wait for Sebastian to be a hyper-realistic crab that doesn't emote.
Is the flounder's name actually Flounder in that movie?
The fish's name is Flounder.
Watch him be an actual like horrifying flounder with like his entire face like on one side of his body.
There's a Untitled Jungle Book sequel.
Okay. I mean, there was an animated sequel, so fuck it, I guess.
Which I guess Jon Favreau did that movie, which I didn't even know that.
He did.
He did it. It also wasn't a good movie, but whatever.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, directed by Mark Webb.
Okay, here's an unpopular opinion. That's probably going to be better than the actual Snow White.
I mean, maybe. In a sense.
Like, yes, the original
like
so
much of the charm is going to be sucked out of it by making it live action, though. That's the only thing I can think.
See, for me, I'm conflicted on Snow White because yes, it is an extremely groundbreaking movie that paved the way for cinema as we know it today. Mm-hmm. But also, I just don't think it's good.
I don't disagree
because
I don't think that movie. I don't think the spirit of that original movie can stay intact without it still being cartoon.
I agree.
Well, no,
that.
I mean, I think absolutely.
I think it might be a better, like, written and directed movie, maybe, but it's not going to be very fun.
It's just going to have the same soulless, presentation as every single Disney live action remake has had.
Mm-hmm.
So you're Pinocchio. You're at the like.
Okay.
Keep going. Hurt me more. Make me feel alive.
I hope they fully commit to Pinocchio and do like the horrifying like donkey transformation sequence.
Oh, that'll be in the trailer, dude. But it'll be
CG.
It'll be really secretive, and it's like, go see the movie if you want to know the full scene.
I want to see them getting like eaten by a whale, like in horrifying detail.
Sword in the Stone.
I forgot. I didn't know that they remembered they made that movie. I thought
I had the same reaction.
But Merlin's in it though.
I thought they just thought Merlin existed.
I had that same exact reaction when they did the Pete's Dragon movie. I'm just like, wow, they're really pulling deep for this one.
That one was weird because that movie's not animated. That movie's already live action.
But they did it anyway.
They sure did.
And then Robin Hood. Untitled Aladdin spinoff.
What?
Yeah.
Is this going to be like a genie movie?
Probably.
Maybe. It's unclear.
What was the ending to Aladdin again? Wasn't it just like, I want kids with you. Yes, we will have kids, honey.
Wait, like the remake or the original?
The remake, not the original.
You think I fucking watched that?
No idea, dude.
Why do you think I watched that?
Well, I didn't watch it either, but I remember like the ending going viral because people were just like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I can't believe they actually wrote this into a movie. Like, I swear there's a point where Genie has like a human love interest and the lady is just like, we are going to have a family. Yes, we are going to have a family.
Yes, we are going to make a baby.
The baby. The genie baby.
We are going to make the genie baby. I don't
watch the Aladdin spinoff be just like super babies, but they're genies.
Oh my god, you're probably not too far from the truth with that.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about personally.
Isn't that one going to be a Disney Plus movie too?
Oh yeah, so to be clear, Sword in the Stone, Robin Hood, the Aladdin spinoff, and Lilo and Stitch are all Disney Plus movies.
Good for them. It'll make me easier to not watch it.
Well, the problem is like Lilo and Stitch, like if you want, I mean, maybe Disney Plus had The Mandalorian but he was a puppet. That's the thing. Baby Yoda was cute because he was real and he was a puppet. And then Stitch is going to be a horrible CGI monstrosity on
Do you
a
really
lower
expect
budget.
the suits at Disney to understand that?
No, I don't.
Well, didn't they have that Lady in the Tramp movie?
They did.
It came out for Disney Plus, and like no one talked about it ever. It just kind of happened.
Where's my Aristocats movie?
Fucking Aristocats.
Where's my Oliver and Company remake?
Then
don't give them ideas. You shut up now.
Then I'm not done with this list, by the way. There's still more.
Fuck.
Then we're getting back into theatrical. Untitled Aladdin sequel.
Wait.
Different from the Aladdin spinoff.
Oh no.
So like, are they just gonna like start remaking their direct to DVD like VHS sequels? Is that what they're gonna do?
Dude, I can't wait for
or are they
the
just
Aladdin
gonna like create
3
their own
remake. Where's my Goofy movie live action remake?
Don't ask that question.
That would be horrifying. You shut up now.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
All right, well that one at least like I can understand that one.
I mean, I guess. Yeah. Not if they have the gargoyles in it though.
Oh, you know they will.
Just, apply like the same like
the gargoyles
makeup or whatever.
But the gargoyles didn't need to be in the original.
But they're classic.
I just hope that like they at least use practical effects for Hunchback. What? Okay, I know, but if you've, have either one of you seen the Witcher TV series?
No.
No,
I mean,
actually,
I've
seen like
want to.
A clip of it maybe, but I haven't actually seen it.
Okay, so in the Witcher lore, like Geralt's main like love interest, Yennefer, she is this like hunchback person who's got like a deformed body in like every shape. They use practical effects in the show, and it looks really good. And she was hunchback. Like you can make a good-looking hunchback person without,
Oh yeah, you could.
This stuff.
But what if
like,
you just CG it?
But you don't have to. Please. Please.
Nah.
And then there's a it says based off of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs again, some movie called Rose Red.
Wait a minute.
I don't know what that could
That one's
be.
a remake of the remake.
So, are they? Who is Rose Red?
I don't know.
I think it's talking about the Rose.
What Rose?
Is
what
this,
Rose, Michael?
Wait.
No. So there's in the original fairy tale, there is a different character called Rose Red. She is Snow White's sister.
Oh. Okay. I guess.
So there you go.
Bambi.
Yeah, I knew about that one.
Yeah, I unfortunately did too.
So that one is the true sequel to Lion King.
Bambi is the true sequel to Lion King?
In terms of the live action stuff. like because
here's
it's all
some
animals.
more animals that will not emote.
Will they dare to show actual people? Because the ending of that game is something about the movie.
Yeah.
The end of that movie is something about like the forest is burning, and it's like, oh, that man is the true enemy, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Now they're just gonna have CGI people.
Well, and then at the end of this is Hercules, produced by the Russo brothers.
Is Kevin Sorbo going to be in that one?
I'm going to go ahead and say probably not, because he's Kevin Sorbo.
Hey, he was Hercules.
He was Hercules. He is also Kevin Sorbo.
No,
which does not work in Kevin Sorbo's favor, being Kevin Sorbo.
That's a point against Kevin Sorbo, being Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah. He really should have seen that one coming.
Poor Kevin Sorbo. Rest in peace.
I'm gonna say, for that, going back to that Bambi thing, I'm gonna say that they might not have people in it.
I actually disagree. I think they will have people, and they will be cameos from other Disney actors. Like, it's going to be like Chris Pratt and like Angelina Jolie.
God, that would be so bad.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
The Dumbo movie came out?
Yeah.
That was a thing?
It did.
Oh.
It was also apparently really terrible.
Yeah. It had Danny DeVito in it.
But to Dumbo's credit, from like what I've gathered, like the first half of the movie is like Dumbo, but then the other half of it is literally like a completely different movie.
Well, I'm seeing that it was apparently directed by Tim Burton. Like that was.
That's what I was gonna say. That's a Tim Burton movie, and the way they did the Alice in Wonderland live action one is that like it was a completely different movie because it was a sequel, and it just pretended to be the original. So he ain't about the fucking just rehashing shit. I don't understand how these movies make money. I don't understand how people aren't bored of these.
I question the same thing, but I remember, people around here when The Lion King was about to come out, they're just like, oh my gosh, I gotta go see it. I love The Lion King. Like, okay, if you love The Lion King, watch the original Lion King. That is all you have to do. Your childhood memories are still there.
But that's a cartoon, though.
You don't need to repave over them. Okay, it's still animated.
But this one's realistic. This one's for adults.
Okay, but realistic isn't always good. It's just always good. It just isn't. Oh.
So, like I said,
it's one thing for us to say, these movies suck, but clearly the only real reason Disney's pumping these things out is because they know people will watch them.
Right.
And they continue to watch them.
I can't believe they're doing Robin Hood, especially after Cats. I feel like that has to get canned because of Cats.
Well,
but Disney has that Disney magic. They'll make it look right.
That Disney magic, as I hold up a handful of money.
Watch them just not be like anthropomorphic, just like an actual just fox, just with tiny little clothes on.
That would be terrible.
Running around.
Honestly, I would like that. I'd be
just a tiny little fox. And
but they somehow still make Maid Marian hot.
And then they have the assist.
I'm not going to comment on what you just said.
And then they have the king's advisor or assistant or whatever. That's just a tiny snake.
Yeah, it's a tiny snake.
And
then the lion, because isn't the thing with the guy that's a lion in Robin Hood? Because it's been forever since I've seen it. Doesn't he have a crown that's too big for his head?
Yeah.
So you have an actual lion, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have the world's biggest fucking crown.
Where's my
Just
live
right on
action
top of-
Fox and the Hound movie? Disney, call me. I'll make you money.
You know, you say that, and I just get this feeling of dread. Not because I'm afraid that they're going to do it, because I know they're going to do it.
Well, they've done Lady and the Tramp already, so I feel like Fox and the Hound is just a matter of time.
That's next on the chopping block, dude. What?
I remember for like Lady and the Tramp, they were making a big deal about how the dog that they had playing the tramp was like a mutt from like an animal shelter. Which, okay.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't gonna make me go out to see the movie or appreciate it anymore.
Well, you don't have to go out and see the movie because
Look,
you
we
can
have
see
an
it
act-
right
we have an
on
act-
your
we have
own
an actual-
home. Available only on Disney Plus.
We
All
have
right,
an actual mutt playing the mutt.
Okay, you
Diversity.
But he still has to be trained because he's a film dog.
Diversity, I guess.
It's like the same as having a gay person in your movie, right?
What, you have to train them?
I ain't touching that one. Moving on. Well, I can't wait for Disney to start like remaking movies they don't even fucking own. Like, when's my All Dogs Go to Heaven remake?
Well, I mean, what don't they own right now?
I was literally just thinking, wait, is that Fox? Do they own that now? And I don't know.
I mean, I think like, what was it, Anastasia? I'm pretty sure that was Fox.
That was
They could
Fox.
probably make another one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why anyone would want to, but you know,
Wait,
Hey,
they could.
That
Isn't-
song that Christopher Lloyd does is pretty good.
isn't Ice Age Fox?
Yes.
Well, yeah, because they own Blue Sky, which I guess now Disney.
So
owns
Ice
Blue
Age is
Sky.
now a
Do they own
Disney
Blue
movie?
Sky? Wait a minute. Let me check.
I think
Because
so
I feel
because
like-
I feel like we had this conversation about that being on Disney Plus or something.
Ice Age is a really shitty Disney movie.
I'm looking up Blue Sky Studios because that's the. Okay, yeah, they're now owned by Walt Disney. Yep. Okay.
They are
You know,
a
it's really
Disney
bizarre.
animation studio now.
They yeah.
Good for them. You know,
Well, okay.
the Angry Birds
Ugh.
movie is officially a Disney movie.
Yeah, that's true. But I was thinking of Ice Age just like a couple days ago because there was like a
Why? Please
like a-
explain why.
Well, I was about to explain. I'm about to explain. Because I follow like this account called like Nintendo Everything, and they post tweets for like news for like any Switch game that might get announced. Like just any. There is no like bottom of the barrel for what they will not tell you exists. And they announced that there is like an Ice Age scrap game coming to the Switch, and that it's getting like a physical release.
Oh, hell yeah. I got to buy that. I got to go pre-order that.
A physical release where? Like, that's all I can ask anymore when I hear that.
I don't know, hell, probably.
No, that's the developer. Don't be silly.
Oh, sorry, you're right. I forgot. Like,
The physical release is it's going to manifest in your home.
whether you like it or not, it is going to happen.
Scrat is coming.
Is there even a market for Ice Age anymore?
They keep making those movies.
They're awful movies. They're just terrible movies.
Yeah, somebody keeps paying for them. Did you know they made 3 Norm of the North movies?
That's like 3 more than they should have made.
I heard that there was a 3rd one, and I was like, what the fuck? There was a 2nd one?
I forgot.
Wait,
like, they kept on cranking out like.
What's Norman of the North again?
That's the Rob
He's like a
Schneider
polar
polar
bear.
bear movie.
The what?
The Rob Schneider polar bear movie.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Probably. How many Rob Schneider polar bear movies have you seen?
Like, is that the one where it's like the polar bear is like someone discovers the polar bear can talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or no, he
Deuce
dances.
Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow.
How? There were 3 of them?
Yeah. There were 2 of them, let alone 3.
What? That's so... I didn't expect that in a million years.
I forgot that they kept on like cranking out those Alpha and Omega movies too.
Oh yeah, dude. Those movies went straight to DVD and made a bang somehow. They made money.
I think they're still making stuff for Alpha and Omega.
I think it's probably has something to do with furries.
Gee. Really?
Yeah.
You sure about that? I don't know.
Maybe.
Alpha and Omega, which is just something. But then there was that what was that other like really furry like animated movie, like sheep and wolf's clothing or something like that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I actually have no idea what you're talking about now. Hoodwinked?
No, definitely not Hoodwinked. There's this movie. There's this movie. It's like a French animated movie, and it's about like sheep and wolves being like at war with each other because wolves eat sheep, and there's like these cities that are just kind of like run by sheep, and the sheep and the wolves are anthropomorphic.
Oh, I think you're just thinking of Sheep and Wolves. I just looked it up.
Yeah. And like, so the wolves, as I just said, they're anthropomorphic. When they run around to like hunt the sheep, they're running on all 4s.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
That's gonna be the part of the preview image for the podcast.
Look, why? These are just personas. Just straight up. These are personas. Look at these 2.
Michael just posted a picture. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And Miles responded and said, "What the fuck?" in the Discord server. These are, wow. I'm pretty sure the girl on the right there, I'm going to post this in the link dump. I'm pretty sure the one on the right is Crystal from Star Fox.
Might be. Also, like, this just brings me to like a little side thing.
Furries, am I right?
Well, I mean, it does have a lot to do, I guess, with furries, but just like animated movies in general, right?
Huh.
And this is going like all the way back to even like Balto. They always have to design like the animal characters in a specific way so that you always know which one's the girl and which one's the boy.
Yeah.
Like, the girl dogs will have like small little petite paws and like thin
faces,
legs,
thin snouts.
Yeah, the men have like giant like dinner plate sized paws. Like, what's so important about this?
The female wolves always have like some nice looking long hair.
Yeah. And they're like small little noses. It just like the guys just look like they were just like taken out of like the trash.
Because you gotta know who's the guy and who's the girl, so you know which one you want to have sex with.
Okay.
Do you want to have sex with a guy wolf?
I mean, I don't want to have sex with the wolf.
There you go.
Like, in general.
I was about to say that was a trap for you, and you got over it. Good job. Proud of you. You fuck wolves, Vasquez. I need to get this off my screen. I need to delete this. I'm uncomfortable looking at this.
Little does everyone know that Sheep and Wolves is actually just a cinematic from Cyberpunk 2077.
This is when genital customization goes too far.
Bringing it all around.
That's what we call a bookend.
Okay, so we're getting on close to 2 hours here. I feel like this is a pretty good spot to pause this episode.
Yeah.
Or,
wrap
stop it. I hope whoever who is listening to this hasn't been traumatized too much. I mean, I didn't promise anything. So, if you experience any sort of trauma, that's really your fault, not ours. So,
side effects may include trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, diarrhea, indigestion, inability to sleep, and AIDS.
And,
thank you for listening.
And becoming a furry.
That's not even a side effect. That's just like...
That's really just a danger that's ever present, I suppose.
And that's really just
in
the
our modern
effect
times.
of the podcast if you listen to it. Like, you're probably going to be a furry if you listen to this, so... Fuck it.
Well, anyway...
I mean like a wolf.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Misinformation Exchange, and we will see you next time.
Thank you!